We pick up season 2 5 months after the events of season 1, and there has been a very big transition in the city. You know, the Glades wasn't entirely destroyed, but the fallout from what happened there it's basically, Starling City is almost in a police state. And everyone, and I think this is a cool thing for the second season, all of the characters are in a very different spot. Oliver is not in Starling City. Detective Lance has a different job. Laurel has a different job. Thea has a different job. Moira's in prison. And Felicity's a lot sexier. No, really, I mean, I'm looking at her wardrobe this year, and I'm like, they sexified your wardrobe, didn't they? Yes, they did.
Well, I'm going to ask you something from a personal place. If anyone saw our panel at Expo last year with John Barrowman, he's a very touchy-feely kind of guy. So, what's it like working with him? Does he manage to keep his hands to himself?
So, I had never worked with John before, and we met in passing, but the first few times that he was on the show, and forgive me, I now understand the sort of depth of his fandom and the breadth of his work in this genre. But I didn't really know John that well, and he's a very flamboyant character sometimes. And we shoot this very serious scene from, I believe it was episode 7, and it ended up getting cut. And it was just John and I running into each other, and it was the episode that we find out that he's Tom's father. So we have this scene, and he walks away from me, and I'm about to start talking to Detective Lance and Hilton, and just before John goes around the corner, he does this really flamboyant dance move. Just for me, just for my benefit. And I'm trying to talk to Paul Blackburn, who's a super serious actor, and I start cracking up. And he looks at me and goes, "Amel, what the hell are you doing?" And I didn't have the heart to blame John. But working with John is amazing, and I hope, and I'm sure you guys hope that he comes back for season 2 at some point.
Google, there's always new updates about new DC characters. Is DC taking over season 2?
Well, DC is a lot like the fans last year at Comic-Con and Fan Expo. They looked at our show and said, "Hey, you're doing the Green Arrow, and we really hope it doesn't suck." And we had it first year, so I almost feel like DC gave us a little bit of leeway this year, or last year, and this year it's like they've handed us the car keys. It's just DC characters everywhere, and I mean, you know, we have, and lesser known ones too. We have Summer Glau is playing Isabel Rochev. We have Kevin Alejandro from True Blood, who's playing Sebastian Blood, Brother Blood. We have Michael Jai White, who's playing Bronze Tiger. It's really cool. We get to fight Spawn. That's pretty awesome. And we have actor to be determined playing Barry Allen, The Flash.
I'm always so fascinated by Black Canary. Is there something you can tell us about that interest?
We see Black Canary almost immediately this season. Who Black Canary is and what she's doing in Starling City is something that I can't explain though. And don't even ask, I'm not going to tell you.
Here's another question I might not be able to answer too much, but let me put it to you this way. There's been a lot of talk online with the success of Arrow and with the anticipation of a Justice League film that they might actually maybe merge the storyline much in the same way that Marvel Universe has got this new Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. new series that also ties into their cinematic franchise. So would you be up for the role if offered an opportunity to take Oliver Queen to the big screen?
Well, yeah. I think that in the pantheon of DC characters, and I'm not afraid to say it probably goes in some order, Batman and Superman, and And then I think the next level down is the Flash, right? I mean, the Flash is one of the biggest DC characters out there. So if we are able to introduce the Flash into our show and then spin the Flash off into his own show, then I think that it would make a ton of sense. Only if everybody would like to make a ton of money to take the properties that you have on television and to bring them onto the big screen. I will tell you this. I know that when I found out about Barry Allen appearing on the show, one of the executive producers told me, and for Barry Allen to appear on the show, we had to get approval all the way up to Christopher Nolan. So that's, I mean, because he's Christopher Nolan, and he's the czar of all things Warner Brothers and DC, and he you know, likes the show and approved of Barry Allen appearing, so I would say that that's a very good sign.
All right. That's a great answer. It's one of the most revealing answers I've had.